Hey everybody. Well, there is a storm that just passed. We have had one after another. We'll see some sun, a little bit of sun peek through, and we'll have a thunderstorm come on, like that one there. I can hear it coming on. And we'll have some sun, and we'll have a thunderstorm. And we'll have some sun, and we'll have a thunderstorm all day. So, all I have done so far, all day outdoors, is I've got some chicken wire. I started this morning, I got out the wire, I got out the tape measure, and my fencing tool, and then a thunderstorm came and I put it all away and ran in. And then every time I came out, another storm would come on, so I'd put it away and run in. Well, I've had a longer period in between storms, and I've got two pieces, I don't know if you see it very well, of chicken wire zip tied to the framing of the greenhouse so that I could stake my tomatoes up. The idea is that the chicken wire is going to be inside the plastic covering, keeping the tomatoes from touching the plastic covering. So I'm going to have it drop down a little lower when cold weather comes on. And I'm probably going to build a wooden frame for that or something. But because of the thunderstorms today, I just wanted to get it going because the tomatoes were dropping and I really had to do something. The vines, the cucumbers are crawling, and I'm going to get a climber up for them. And I just really had to get it done quick, so I'm just zip tying it for today. Probably highly doubt I'll get it done properly this year because of how late it is, and once the plants start growing, that'll be it. But it's working, and I'll probably be able to get the plastic on. I don't know if the zip ties will affect the plastic when I get it up. I guess we'll find out. So I've got one more piece to cut, and I'll be able to string up the plants and let them grow high and healthy and good. That is a summer squash, I think. It's a yellow squash of some kind. And I've got more green squash ripe and ready to go. My vines in here are spreading beautifully. Very nice. The beans just suffered. Some insects were eating at them badly, so the beans aren't making it. They just didn't go anywhere. That was a loss. But a couple corn stalks are coming up. My chilies are starting to grow because they're being shaded now by the vines, which is a bonus. Over here, those are not doing very well. I don't know why, they're bleached. But over here, my chilies are really good. So there's a couple in there, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in that plant ready to harvest. Another one on this plant. Now it's going through another series of growth. So the flowers stopped. It actually dropped the ones that it had, and they're dying off, and then it's going through another growth spurt. So there's all new growth coming up in here, and I'm hoping it'll have another round of chilies then after it's done doing that. So we'll see how that goes. But the cucumbers, they're reaching out and looking for something to grow on, and I'm going to give them something to grow on. I'm going to put another piece right here. So because there is another storm coming over there, I'll just have the camera put away and keep running out as possible. I don't know, that one's going a different way. No, it's coming. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Got the cucumbers going up, climbing up the fence. So I've got 4 main vines now of the cucumbers I sorted out of this. I'm all itchy now. I'm scratched up. I got swelling points from the I don't know if that shows up. Yeah, itchy, swelly spots all over from the spikes on them. But I got it. I'm probably going to end up running the fencing across the whole greenhouse eventually one day. I want to have a wooden frame for that inside so that it's not supported from the roof of the greenhouse itself. Not that I guess it really matters, but I don't want it to ever poke through the plastic. So I want to have it distanced a little bit from there. Also to prevent freezing. I want some space between the plants and the outside wall of the greenhouse in case it ever freezes again. So, well, I mean, it will obviously eventually here. Well, another one rolling in. I don't hear any thunder though this time. And it's just intermittent thunderstorms today. So, that's pretty much it though for now out here. Let me show you around the tomatoes I got coming on. There's some nice fat tomatoes. Those are going to be beefsteaks. And there's another little baby one. And there's happy flowers all over this one. So he'll grow bigger now and stronger. And in there, I think those are Romas. There's a nice one here and there's another one up inside there. So we're going to have a good harvest this year. For sure we're going to have a good harvest this year. And with the fencing, I mean, this is absolutely, I think, the best garden I've ever had yet. With the amount of food we're pulling out, early for us. And that I'll have it protected from the elements. And then it's able to climb. The ones that need to climb are going to be able to climb now. And that's going to go right on up over the top and probably down over the other side. So I'll just carry on and keep adding chicken wire as needed. It'll be so amazing to have that hanging over our heads and beautiful. Next year will be even better because I'll have a head start because of the warmth of the greenhouse inside. Actually, here's a better side direction angle to show you the squash. There's a nice big one in there. Down in there, you can't barely see it. There's two that are three. Oh wow, 1, 2, 3. 3 are almost ready to harvest. 2 are, and 1 is almost. There's a down inside there. There's another one deep down in there. And then there's a young one. Oh, this is good. This is really good. And then, of course, here's a better view of all the peppers growing in here. And then that one. He's not as fruitful. And then I've got, I think, an acorn squash. I'm not sure, but there's something round. It's either a pumpkin or a squash. There's something under that leaf. Right there. Not sure what it is. That was a mystery plant. But he's growing happy. I'm going to let him run right on through there. I probably won't finish this till after the harvest, this area here. So that is how it is. I'll let him run. And that's going to be either a summer squash or a green zucchini. It's fruiting. I don't know yet until it turns color. But yeah, we bought a lot of stuff blind. All the tags were gone. And then this, hopefully, will make it. That is one that Melanie planted by seed, or from seed. That's a long neck, long Asian squash that's going to grow over our heads. And I guess you can cut them and they'll keep growing, if that's what I think it is. Inside the tiny house, the off-grid tiny house, we got a beautiful new wood stove. It's just sitting here for now, and it's not hooked up or anything. It was delivered today, and we got to let it dry out. It was a thunderstorm. Well, it was being delivered today, so it got a little bit wet inside. So we're letting it dry out. All the fire bricks are there, and there's a little metal grate that goes up here. This is a made in Denmark, solid, heavy metal wood stove, and I think quite nice looking. And it's an airtight. Inside the handle is an airflow outlet. Air comes in. Oh, Tomcat hit me with his tail. Air comes in and actually flows through the handle and into the wood stove. That is your air intake. Otherwise, this doors close, and the tighter you crank this down, the less airflow you get. There's always going to be that tiny bit. That's your minimum. You don't want to shut that. There's always that little amount, and then you can crank and adjust the gap on how tight the door is closed to allow more air to flow. For starting the fire, you can do it wide open and have a fire grate in here. There is a piece of metal that goes here that holds the logs in place, and everything's there. Everything's intact. I just have to put it back together. It was a little jumbled from the trip over here. The gaskets are still fine, but those are replaceable anyway. This is going to be an incredible, amazing wood stove for us. It is a Morso wood stove. The O looks like an upside down Q, but it's a Morso. I think that's how you say it. And check this out, guys. I hope there's enough light in here for you to see it. You can see that honeycomb Ah, look at that. You know what that is, don't you? A lot of you guys know what that is already. That is incredible. Especially burning pine wood like we do. That is a catalytic converter. I think that's the right word. I know it's catalytic. I don't know if you used the word converter for wood stoves, Michelle. And that causes a complete combustion of your fuel and smoke. It gives you a zero emission wood stove. That is incredible. So it's got a damper here. It's got a damper here that opens and closes. I have to shut this one, or open that one, to open this one. So there's two dampers essentially. You'll open them wide up, start your fire, and then as you get it going, you close down your catalytic adapter, and that's going to heat up, and then later you can damp your fire down as needed here. That is awesome. That means no creosote, or less creosote buildup, and less emissions, and less wood burnt. From what I've read, these things can burn 8 to 12 hours on a load, and it's not as big as the other wood stove we had. It's about a 16-inch log goes in there, maybe too wide and maybe too high. So it's not really as big as our other one, but I think it's going to be incredible and burn a lot less fuel this year. So there's another project on the list of things to do. Gonna have to get that going after it's all dried out and ready to go. Look at that. That, I guess, is to allow more, they say, it's more surface area to radiate more heat. That is a solid, rugged stove.